More than 20 daily high-temperature records could be shattered across northeastern U.S. today. Several states in the northeast are under heat alerts, with temperatures running 10 to 15 degrees warmer than usual for this time of year. Cities in Ohio, West Virginia and New Hampshire broke temperature records on Tuesday, the oldest one going back more than 50 years. Officials are warning residents across the region to be prepared.
We don't need any fancy data to tell us this. It's going to be extremely hot and uncomfortable. In fact, it'll be dangerously hot.
We continue to encourage everyone to stay hydrated, use sunscreen, stay indoors wherever possible. Please check on your neighbors so that everyone can prevent dehydration and heat stroke and other health challenges.
Well, it's not just the communities in the U.S. Communities around the world are struggling to beat the heat as temperatures rise to record levels. CNN's Bill Weir has a story for us.
It is not even officially summer yet, and the heat is already taking lives by the dozens. In India, during recent elections, at least 33 poll workers died of heat stress on the same day. At least 41 Jordanians perished as they made their pilgrimage to Mecca, where yesterday they set a new all-time high at over 125 degrees. And in Greece, at least 3 tourists lost their lives simply by hiking without enough water or shade. While those places are used to stretches in the triple digits, the American Northeast is not. And on a planet overheated by fossil fuel pollution, Maine must now brace for the kind of heat and humidity found in Miami. And big cities are bracing for a strain on everything.
Extreme heat is the most dangerous weather phenomenon we have in New York City.
In the Northern Hemisphere, new science finds that last summer was the hottest since the birth of Christ. And in the U.S., heat took the most lives since records began in the 80s. This year is on pace to be even hotter, pushing disaster management into uncharted territory as the climate crisis manifests by region and by water whiplash. Either too much or never enough. In the parched Southwest, wildfires kicking back up from Ruidoso, New Mexico to near Los Angeles.
Every one of us is concerned with the wind. That's the single most driving factor of this fire.
And after a wet winter brought more plant life to California, there are worries that a scorching summer could turn it all to fuel. But when you pray for rain on an overheated planet, you must specify not all at once. From Brazil to Florida, days of torrential rain created floods in homes and cars and lives, hitting some in Fort Lauderdale who are still cleaning up after last summer, which brought the kind of rain and flood that is only supposed to happen once every 1,000 years.
So right now, it looks like certainly this summer is going to feature a lot more extreme and in some cases record-breaking heat in different parts of the globe. But, to be quite honest, what we're seeing now is a taste of what it's going to be like all the time in just a decade or so.
Well, CNN's Bobby Nadeau joins us from Rome, a city that's also dealing with extreme heat. Bobby, we've had this conversation, particularly last year when it was the hottest year on record. It is only June. We're seeing numbers in double digits, high double digits. Is there a concern in terms of the peak season in Southern Europe based on what we're seeing right now?
Yeah, I mean, there is a concern. There's a concern for the people, for the tourists. So many of those tourists who anticipated their holidays came in June instead of July, only to find the heat here. There's also concern, of course, about the spread of wildfires. This is something that the authorities are always dealing with by late summer. And if the temperatures are so high right now, that is obviously something they've got to watch out for. People are careless. These fires start so quickly and burn so fast. Now, we've seen these deaths of the tourists who are very unprepared to go out hiking. That's one of the things that they're really trying to get people to pay attention to. Let's listen to what the deputy mayor of this Greek island had to say.
We have a lot of footpaths here, and we often see people come here to go walking. Often couples will come, groups, but we also see people alone on the footpaths. Unfortunately, during some days in the summer, we have heat waves, and we see them walking on the footpaths without supplies, without water, without a towel.
And you know, Eleni, here in Rome, for example, there's free water everywhere, but the city yesterday decided to put up some trees at all the bus stops to try to offer some shade. We're expecting the temperatures here in southern Italy to get hotter and hotter as the week progresses tomorrow, and especially on Friday before we see any relief. But we know, we've talked about this before, the locals know what to do. They know to stay inside during the heat of the day. It's those tourists who are trying to take advantage of what little time they have in places as beautiful and hot as Rome. Eleni?
Yeah, exactly. Be prepared. Hats, water, and perhaps an umbrella to protect from the sun. Barbie Nadeau, always good to see you. Thank you.